What is up, guys? Welcome back to Horror Nights Unscripted. It is a podcast in which we discuss horror nights in a unscripted and unique manner. I'm Adrian from LoshTV.
And my name is Scott from SoCalExploring. What's the episode today? 14?
14?
14.
14.
Yeah, because last episode was our spooky episode, as we were calling it, when it really just was us talking about random shit.
Yeah. We have a plan this time.
No, we do have a plan. Today's topic is going to be the top 5 intellectual property mazes / houses of all time. And this doesn't go for just like intellectual properties that come to the event. This goes for just individual mazes. So, for example, if there's a Blumhouse, like we'll count Blumhouse or Horrors of Blumhouse as its own maze. What's another Blumhouse? Insidious. Those would be two separate properties, even though they're technically fall under the same rights and everything like that.
Basically, we're just talking about the individual houses instead of
the bigger picture, because there are some good IP mazes out there, and I love my originals when they come to Hollywood, and I know obviously you guys love your originals in Orlando. So, but
speaking of originals, I just want to say that I dropped some Icon merch.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, yeah. Real quick, before you guys skip ahead, we have a big giveaway to announce after we do all this promoting stuff. A big giveaway.
Yes.
So stay tuned. Get through all of this right now, and we're gonna announce the giveaway details right after this. But go ahead, Losh.
Yeah. So I decided to design a bunch of like ultra-violent comics. If you guys don't know what ultra-violent comics are, take Asylum in Wonderland and The In-Between, which were 2 3D houses that we had at Horror Nights that were comic book covers. I basically turned every single icon we've ever had in Orlando into a cover, as well as, they should be up by the time this video comes out, Hollywood Harry and Sweet Licks for Hollywood. So all of them have their own cover.
Yep, and I already purchased some stuff on there. From what I heard, you're getting really good feedback. So I really like them, and me and Losh worked together. It was Losh is designing it, but I just gave him my input on every design he did, and yeah, I mean, they are super cool designs. And also, speaking of designs, we have tons of new designs on both of our merch shops, link down in the description. But more in specific, HHN Updates, our good friend, he made a design for Horror Nights Unscripted that you're already seeing on the screen right now that I'm sure that we're going to use for our kind of main logo. The original one will still be here and there, but this one we want to use for our main logo. So really sick. You can purchase merch with that logo on his shop, which will also be a link down in the description. But before we promote all of our social media and all that, we'll talk about the giveaway right now. By the time that you are watching this, the giveaway post is already up. So as soon as this video goes up, the giveaway post will go up on @_HHN Updates Instagram. Now, you may be wondering, are these stickers? Is it a t-shirt? Is it a mask? Well, it's all three. We're doing a prize pack giveaway. So the winner of this giveaway will get a t-shirt of their choosing from the Horror Nights Unscripted collection, a sticker, and a mask. And there's 2 different colorways, so you'll get to decide all of that stuff if you win the giveaway. So let's go over the rules right here. Sorry, unscripted, right?
The unscripted part of this whole podcast. There it is.
So we'll go over the rules right now, but you'll have to go onto Instagram to actually enter the giveaway. So number 1, you must be following @_HHN Updates at SoCalExploring and at LoshTV on Instagram. That's your first rule. And then on the HHN Updates giveaway post, which is already on his account, you need to like it. Also on that post, you need to comment a ghost emoji. Just like that, you're entered into the giveaway. I know it seems like a lot, but really, it's super simple. Giveaway ends on Wednesday the 15th. A prize pack. You could be walking away with $45 worth of merchandise from the Horror Nights Unscripted collection, and we're really happy about this collection.
Yeah,
I mean, Losh and I were so surprised when David did this for us, and it was just, man, it is so cool.
It blew me away when I first saw it. I was like, there's no way. I've always wanted to be a cartoon character. I know it probably sounds like the weirdest thing to say.
No, I think everybody does who's a YouTuber.
But seeing myself animated, I was like, that's amazing. Like, that design's perfect. So thank you, David. I know I've said thank you to a bunch of times, but via podcast, thank you.
And yeah, I mean, he did this randomly. We did talk about a Horror Nights Unscripted kind of collab in the beginning, but we just really didn't touch up on it. And then we were going to do individual designs for me and Losh, but then David came up with this great idea, and he literally did it in like 4 hours and sent it to me. And I was like, wow, that is insane. I ordered a bunch of stuff already. So
Yeah.
insane, really, really insane. But yeah, you need to enter that giveaway on the Instagram post at _HHN updates and follow all the rules there to win yourself or all 3 items, a t-shirt, a mask, and a sticker. But you guys can check out all of our socials down below. Subscribe if you're watching on Losh's channel to SoCalExploring, and subscribe to Losh's channel if you're watching on the SoCalExploring channel. But I think with that being said, we should get into this juicy stuff.
We should dive straight into it.
I love my list, and obviously, and it's not gonna be like where we usually mix our list between both Orlando and Hollywood. It's just solely gonna be mine Hollywood and Losh's Orlando, because even though they use the same IPs, they're different mazes slash houses. Totally. So and we do have 3, or I have 3. Losh has 4 honorable mentions at the end because it was so hard to make this list, you know. So Losh, I'll let you start off with your number 5.
Number 5, or okay, we're doing that way.
We'll do worst to best, even though it's not worst. It's just you get with the
not worst, but like least favorite out of your 5 favorite. So number 5 for me has to be American Horror Story from 2016, HHN 26. So the one that had Freak Show. Oh God, I'm having a brain fart. It was the same on both coasts. The same seasons. Freak Show.
It was Murder House, Freak Show, and
Hotel. Now, the first time I walked through this house on opening night, it blew me away, and it did the same thing every single time I walked through it. Like, I wasn't the biggest American Horror Story fan back then, but after going through that house alone, it made me want to go back and rewatch every single thing.
Did you watch any of the seasons before?
Oh yeah, no. Well, as soon as I heard it was in the rumor forums, I started watching, because I watched it when it first came out, and I was like, it's all right. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it, and I was like, it's really good. It's not that bad. And it made me watch it religiously. Like, I still watch it now, even though we're not having it at Horror Nights anymore. I enjoyed the last few seasons. So.
Yeah, and I can agree with you. I enjoyed our American Horror Story maze down here. However, it's not on my list. And I'm going to dive into my number 5 right now, but I want to preface this by saying these aren't my favorite mazes of all time. Like, these are just, I enjoyed how these IP mazes were pulled off, and that's why they're on my list, and that's why it's a different style of video. But my number 5 is Alien vs. Predator in 2014. Now, I did come back 2015, which made me hate the maze because it was the exact same maze, but Alien vs. Predator 2014, I loved it. There were so many cool scenes, and although there was a lot that wasn't scary, I think that it was such a great maze. It was in the 747 soundstage, which we no longer have in Hollywood, which is unfortunate because that is still, to this day, one of my favorite locations, and I wish that we get it back, but I think that they film quite a bit of stuff in there, so we can't necessarily use it for Halloween Horror Nights anymore. But I really enjoyed AVP. It was great. You had of course, the great scares of the 2 antagonists coming out from both sides at you, trying to fight each other while also scaring the living hell out of you. And then, of course, that giant alien queen at the end.
Alien queen, that looked beautiful.
Oh my God, and that is one of the things to this day that Hollywood gets praised on, is that damn alien queen. So yeah. You're looking up at it, and when you're distracted by looking up at it, that you didn't realize predators coming out from the side and scaring the living hell out of you. So it was great. Alien versus Predator, my number 5.
I really enjoyed that on this side. Like, over here, it was a fun maze as well. But I watching walkthroughs, when I saw that giant alien queen in Hollywood, I was like, that blew like the roof off the place. It was beautiful. It was one of the best things I've seen.
And unfortunately, we'll never get anything like that again. I mean, they could have done something like that for the Mind Flayer, but they didn't. So
they did
it for Hollywood. They did it for Hollywood. They did it for Orlando before you guys attack me and say, they didn't do that for Orlando.
Sandworm.
Sandworm. We'll see that, hopefully, for Beetlejuice, if it comes. Number 4.
My number 4 was Insidious from 2015.
Okay.
Okay, this was the first time we ever had Insidious. This is why we're unscripted, guys. Insidious.
Mm-hmm.
The movies itself creep me out as a person. Like, I remember going to the theaters to watch this, and I was scared as shit. And going through it, seeing all the different characters, because we had the first 3 movies in there, right? Yeah, the first 3.
Yeah.
The one with the man who can't breathe, and then the woman in black, or the bride. I don't remember. And then lipstick
it was
face.
the woman of the bride.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a scene in here with the lipstick face demon that had the that tiptoe through the tulips playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, the room felt completely red, and it was just so eerie, and it just scared the shit out of me.
Oh, we had one of those in Hollywood too, and I was just like, I love that scene.
Yeah, it's just so beautiful to see. And it's one of those things, you'll notice a lot with these IPs, that the fact that they can bring the whole movie into a house, like a 3-minute walkthrough, a 3-hour movie or 2-hour movie turn into a 3-minute walkthrough is completely amazing.
Yeah.
And that's why some of these are here, because it's literally movie to house.
Turn off low power mode.
Okay, I turned off low power mode.
Thanks, Harry. It kept turning off, so I couldn't see my list, or it kept closing the screen. So thanks, Siri. But number 4 for me, Freddy versus Jason, 2016. Okay, so now, back then I did love the maze a lot, but I didn't love it to the extent and appreciate it to the extent that I do now. Because looking back at the maze walkthroughs, I have such a huge appreciation for it, like more than I did back when I actually walked through it. And it is just, they pulled it off so good. One of the big complaints was it felt like Freddy and Jason were working together to try to scare you. But honestly, that's like all the battling mazes, really.
Wasn't that the objective of the house, though?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what Murdy said on all?
I think part of it was that. And also the movie was kind of like, it was a horror movie, but it was kind of just like comedical.
It was more like satire, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the giant Freddy worm was hilarious, especially since it looks like a penis. So that was great. The giant Freddy head that squirts air at you, that was great. One of my favorite scenes is when you're walking to the bathroom and he pops out in the bathtub. Really enjoy. Oh my God, there is a scene here in Freddy vs. Jason where you'd walk down a hallway, not a black hallway. You'd walk down a hallway and then lights would turn off and Freddy and Jason would pop out of nowhere from the walls. I don't know if you watched a walkthrough of it.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was like the gray straight, like the sequence walls.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, but you guys need to watch a walkthrough from the Hollywood version, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And also, one of the really cool things that I liked about this was the fact that you had a different winner every time you went through it. So it was either Freddy holding Jason's head, or it was Jason holding Freddy's head, and then the body would actually get up and scare you with no head. I wish we'd see stuff like that all the time, you know?
Yeah. I was going to put this on my list for Orlando, but I decided not to, because I went back and rewatched the walkthroughs the other day, and I was like, yeah, this isn't as enjoyable as I remember it.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good maze to me, like, going through it, but if it would come back to the event now, I don't think it would do as well as it did.
No, I don't think so either. I just think that 2016 was the year to bring it, and especially for Hollywood. So
you guys had such a good lineup that year.
I didn't watch the Orlando walkthrough, but I'm assuming it was good too.
Yeah, the only thing we had in ours was we had a lot of screens, so people were complaining about that.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Screens in a maze.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but going from 2 Titans to 1, my number 3 is Halloween from 2014.
Halloween from 2014. All right, so the original one.
The original one.
Okay.
The anticipation to go through his house the first time blew me away. I remember when I heard this got announced, this was my second year going to Horror Nights. So, I'm starting to get into all the rumors and everything, and I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, I need to watch this movie at least 30 times before I go through this house. So, I did. And then when I walked through, I was like, this is a scene for scene. Like, I remember the first scare was, if I'm not mistaken, you see Michael upstairs, you turn a right past the staircase, and Michael comes out from the opposite of a mirror. And it was like, I was so scared. Caught me off guard.
Damn.
Every time.
Well, wait, this was in Was this
It was
no?
in
I think
Sprung.
it was 2015, right?
2014.
You had a Halloween in 2014?
Yeah. In 2015, it was Freddy versus Jason, American Werewolf in London, The Purge, and I believe it's one more IP, and I can't remember right now. But yeah,
I must be going crazy.
it was 2014. I remember because it was there with From Dusk Till Dawn and Dracula Untold, and you guys got it. I want to say either the next year or the following.
We did get it the next year. Okay,
We got it in
I was just confused about that. Like I got really confused
15,
about
and
that.
then we both got the Haddonfield one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
I remember we had it the year before, and I was really confused on why it didn't go to Hollywood.
Okay, I think I remember that now. I remember because I knew that one of us didn't get Halloween for a year. I just forgot that it was us.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was a really good maze. Like, if you talk to anyone, they'll tell you this is probably their favorite IP house they've ever gone through.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, this was true up until recently. And it's crazy because this maze was literally, house. Sorry, Orlando, because, I'm getting used to mazes because of Horror Nights Unscripted.
Yeah.
But this house is perfect. It was a perfect house. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it. The scares were all there. Everything from the Judith Myers tombstone on the bed, or the little kid saying trick or treat with the mask from Halloween 3. It was just perfect. It was a perfect house.
And there's some experiences like that are just perfect. You can't really change anything about them. But my number 3 is something that a lot of you guys would probably not agree with. Some of you guys would agree with, but this is kind of iffy for general Horror Nights fans. However, I feel strongly about this. Number 3, the creative minds behind Netflix is Stranger Things Season 1.
Okay.
So,
okay,
hear me out, right? You thought I was going to say Stranger Things 2?
Yeah.
No. Murdy really messed that up. No. Stranger Things 1. It was, whatever, Murdy. Come on, you got to realize, Murdy, like, he saw all the hate.
Yeah.
He says it all the time that he sees the hate. And for me, it's always constructive criticism, not hate.
Yeah.
Stranger Things 1, though, it was really pulled off well. I think that it was a really neat. There were certain scenes in there that I wish were tweaked a little bit, but I genuinely enjoyed Stranger Things 1, and I think it's because I really, really like the series, and I think that's another reason why I was extremely disappointed with Stranger Things 2, because I'm such a big fan of the series, and I was happy with the way they pulled this off, and I know you'll probably disagree with this, but I do like our Demogorgon slightly better than your guys' came out. I know your guys' moved, like the actual mouths open and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of Orlando people will also make fun of us because we didn't have actual kids characters in there, which, yes, that should have been tweaked a lot. They could have easily found it if Orlando found it.
Yeah.
But a lot of the characters were really good. I love seeing Hopper come out. That was, oh my God. I don't know why. I just love seeing Hopper come out and scare guests because he'd come out with a pistol and freaking shoot people.
Wait,
and
ready for a shameless plug?
What?
Hey guys, I just did an interview with a scare actor that played Hopper.
Oh my God. I completely forgot about that.
And it was HHN 29. He played Hopper in.
So that was 1, right? Or no, that was last year.
True. Yeah.
So speaking of which, Dr. Brenner, after he got through the Hopper scene, there was one in there that looked exactly like him. And he got in your face when he did his little audio cue. And anyone who walked through the maze will testify for this. He literally got right next to you. Obviously, now you wouldn't be able to do that because of social distancing.
Yeah, exactly.
But exactly. This guy looked exactly like Brenner. There's another guy that was really good at it, but he didn't look exactly like him. But this guy looked exactly like Brenner. And for all those reasons, I really did enjoy Stranger Things Season 1. That's why it's my number 3.
I love Stranger Things over here, too. Didn't make my list, but it was a really good maze.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go to my number 2. This is something that I was not anticipating to be good at all. So I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is already. It is House of a Thousand Corpses.
I thought that was going to be your number 1.
Nah. Something better is at number 1, in my opinion. But House of a Thousand, you guys have heard it since we started Horror Nights Unscripted. It blew me away. The fact that this is probably the house it's the house I went through the most ever. I went through this house 100+ times. And these scare actors started to recognize me towards the end of the event, and they would all interact with me. and it made the house so much better. Taking a movie that I didn't, not that I don't like it at all, but a movie I don't care about, and making it something that if I watch it now, it reminds me of the house is just phenomenal. And I want to thank every single scare actor individually that was in there. But, I can't do that. So if you guys are listening to this, thank you for being such great people.
And some people acted like they enjoyed the movie when they really didn't, and they just. But I can tell that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people who I saw a lot of people, especially at our event, that were like, "It's too gory, it's too nasty, blah 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 blah." Like, man, y'all are some new fans, or y'all are some fake fans because you haven't been around for TCM. It's the original House of Thousand. So
blood and guts. That's all I want to see at Horror Nights.
Exactly.
Just give me a house full of blood and guts.
Going to a freaking scary, and I guess that I'm kind of contradicting myself because I'm over here being like, yeah, a Billie Eilish maze / house would be good, but
it's a Billie Eilish maze, right? With blood everywhere.
Blood. I'm very optimistic. I'm just very optimistic.
Yeah, that's how we have to be as like fans of anything.
Exactly. But at first when I watched your guys' walkthrough, because you guys opened a week earlier than we did last year.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I was like, oh, that's not that good. And then I walked through ours, and I was like, Orlando's is really good. Because I expected, we've done House before, and it was pulled off greatly. So I was like, Hollywood's got this in the bag. But I was wrong. So, and I did enjoy your guys' facade. I think your facade looked nice. It was a little bit small scaled, which I
took way too many pictures of that facade last year.
Really? I feel like that was really pretty, like at night.
I was looking through my camera roll the other day, and I went through like September to November, and literally the thumbnail for like that. You know how iPhones has a little thumbnail of like a picture? It was just the facade for House of 1000. I was like, oh, okay. So I scroll through, and it's just like that 30 times. I'm like, all right, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I liked your guys' facade. I think it was nice. When it was getting constructed, I was like, it looks kind of iffy, but once they finished it, I was like, it actually comes out nice. I just wish it was a little bit bigger in scale. As far as our facade goes, our facade was flat and it was boring, and I really, really did not enjoy it at all. Yeah. But that's for another video. My number 2, and a lot of you guys will, a lot of you guys have heard this before. I talk about it all the time. Halloween 2, 2016. Just phenomenal maze. Nothing beats it besides my number 1. But a phenomenal maze. And this was kind of hard because they're both I'd say they're kind of tied, but just the number 1 has an inch above it. Halloween 2, it was just everything from the movie that needed to be in the maze was in the maze. And that's what I really did appreciate about it. Murdy did a great job at bringing it to life and creating a unique original ending to the maze. Obviously, you had the UV pumpkin heads, and then you walk through the actual orange pumpkin that you see in the movie and on the cover, I believe, of Halloween 2. And you are actually walking through a pumpkin, and it smells like freaking pumpkin spice in there. And Mike was coming out of you.
In Hollywood.
And there was like mirror scares where he like pulled away a mirror and came after you. And I mean, wow, this was just insane. This maze was insanely cool. And this is one of the mazes I actually got to walk through with Chris Williams, our art director. So it was really neat. There's nothing. This is one of those mazes that I wouldn't change anything about. It was perfect. It had everything, and that ending is just something that you'll never see again at Halloween Horror Nights. And we'll say never, but this, in my personal opinion, is something that we'll never see again.
So I'm just gonna add my 2 cents here. That's possibly the one thing that I will agree with anyone. If they tell me that one was better in Hollywood than in Orlando, I'll tell them 100% yes.
How was it?
Because I personally didn't like Hell Comes to Haddonfield in Orlando, but a lot of people disagree with me. They'll be like, it was such a good maze. But I feel like after watching, what I did was I went through it, then I watched the Hollywood walkthrough, and I'm like, the Hollywood's version of this house was a lot better, in my own opinion. And everyone was like coming after me for it. I'm like, no, it's true.
Yeah. You gotta give credit where credit's due, and Hollywood just did a really good job at it, and I was really happy with it, and that's my number 2. There's nothing that I would change about this maze, really.
No, that maze looked really good. It was really well done. So my number 1 was similar to House of 1,000 Corpses, something I wasn't looking forward to at all, and I was wondering, how the hell are you going to pull this off? It is Poltergeist from 2018.
Damn, that's a shock to me.
Yeah. the mere fact that the facade itself, you were walking in through the back of the house, but not just the back of the house. You're walking in through the sunken pool. And then you made that first right and you walk into pitch black. Like, if you stay and scream for this house, basically stay and scream is early entry for you guys. So Hollywood, learn, like, fans, learn the difference. Stay and scream and early entry. But I went through this house. Me and Nico would stay and scream for this house specifically almost every night. And we had the options to do Stranger Things or this. It would always be this. You'd walk through, literally feel like pitch black. And those scare actors in the first room were always on cue. And I mean, they were getting everyone. I would see 1,000 people drop all event. Like, they drop right there.
I wish that we had the first scene in Hollywood.
Yeah. The one with the caskets?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'd walk straight into the movie. And you'd see the meat on the tape. No, it wasn't a tape. On the counter, just moving back and forth. The guy ripping his flesh off his face.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I found really cool was our scene when you walked into the, what's it called? I was going to say the Upside Down, but it's not even the Upside Down. That's Stranger Things. The light. When you walk into the light, I guess that's the best way to say it. And there was just it was just completely a white hallway. And there were these characters.
White walls.
It was basically white walls, yeah, but you would just have these skeleton characters come at you from each side, and then you'd walk into basically a black hallway room, but it had, like, I don't know how to explain, like tubes, and then behind those you'd have more characters that were completely in a black outfit, and they turn around and have a skull on them, and then you'd walk into like giant, those giant head scares.
Yeah.
This house had like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, and it was interesting how you guys did your puppets. Obviously, I don't know if you saw the Poltergeist one and over here, but we had just like a big one.
Yeah. Like the big head?
Yeah. No, well, it was a whole body.
Oh, a whole body. Jesus. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Quick story about Poltergeist. So the first time we're going through, we make a right to go to the clown room, right? And we're stuck. Sometimes the line just stops because someone up front got scared.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at, like, the little clown puppet that's just sitting there. There's no character attached to it, nothing. It's looking off to the right, and then out of nowhere, the head just turns and looks dead at me. I was so, like, I thought I was seeing shit. Like, I thought it was fake. Like, I'm like, this shit just stared at me the same time I looked at it. I'm officially scared. And then that whole hallway was quiet. Not quiet, but all you heard was laughter. Like, the clown's laughter.
Oh, that's cool. That's also really creepy.
Yeah, so it was like, it was just such a good house. Like, I fell in love with this house. If I can have any house ever from Horror Nights, IP related, come back, it would be this. They knocked it out.
What's funny? I also really, as the more I watch videos and everything, and like I watch pictures from the Unmasking the Horror Tour scene, the scene where she's actually holding her hands up to the TV, like super big above you. I think that worked well.
Yeah, it looks so nice. So nice.
Right. I don't know. I think that there's things that I like about the Poltergeist Hollywood, and there's things that I like about the Poltergeist Orlando. I just really wish we did have the pool scene at the end, but it obviously just wasn't in the same scale. But that pool scene, there's something about it that I loved so much.
Also, going back to the pool scene, you just reminded me the constant yelling of "You son of a bitch."
Oh yeah, at the end of Army too.
You moved the bodies, but you left the bodies, but you moved the headstones.
You only moved the headstones. Yeah, that was great.
It was so
and one of the cool I liked especially about ours was our clown scene, because he'd wait there for you as you walk down towards him, and he'd just be staring at you, and then he'll lunge out at you. It was a really good scare. Even though you saw it coming, it was a really, really good scare and really pulled off very well.
I wouldn't doubt it. Sounds perfect.
But I'm going to go to my number one, which is one that I'm sure that a lot of you guys already expected, which is Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Yeah. This is, without a doubt, my favorite IP that's ever come. I think that this deserves everything, all the praise and everything. You guys have heard me talk about it before and how great it is and how much I love it. But this is one of those properties I've always wanted to come. I've always really, really asked for this, and I've always wished upon this to come to the event, and then it finally came. And it delivered. It is amazing. always want Killer Klowns from Outer Space back so I can just walk through it at least one more time. This maze I wouldn't change anything about except for the Clownzilla. That's it. But everything else was just amazing. I loved it. Nothing
Just
much
ship
more to
Clownzilla from
say about it.
Orlando to Hollywood.
Yeah. Nothing much more I have to say about it. But that was our list of 5. Now we're going to get into some honorable mentions, which we'll go quickly through, not as long as we spent on these. But these are just ones that I feel personally that I couldn't put them in the list, but they are just at the same ranking up there, if you guys are trying to get what I'm saying. So I'll let you start off one by one.
Yeah. If you want, since you have 3 and I have 4, I'll list 2 right now. Just get them out of the way.
Okay, cool.
I'll go with Ghostbusters from last year and Horrors of Blumhouse.
Oh, Horrors of Blumhouse? Why Horrors of Blumhouse?
So, why Horrors of Blumhouse? Or which one?
Why?
Why? Okay. So, why? Because we had one amazing walkthrough of this house where it was literally just me and my friends.
Really?
Yeah. And I really got to experience everything in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how sometimes if you go through at a perfect time in a house, you get every single scare. So
you get to see everything going on and everything too.
Every single scare, and I felt like when this happened back in 2017, I'm like, this is possibly my favorite IP I've ever been through. And then I started thinking back, and I'm like, well, we had Insidious already, and Insidious. I was debating between putting this and Insidious on my list. Like I didn't know which one to put, which is why I was like, oh, IPs. Confusing, but it was just such a good walkthrough. Seeing Sinister, seeing The Purge for like a corner, and then Insidious. It was basically a second
Purge
Insidious.
part was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was literally like a U-turn. That's all it was. But it was cool. I mean, it wasn't, from what I've seen and heard, it wasn't supposed to be The Purge. It was supposed to be Ouija.
Mm-hmm.
But
which I would have liked to see better, especially with ours.
Exactly. It literally had the exact setup for it too.
So, and Ghostbusters really needs no explanation. Your guys' Ghostbusters was just ridiculous. Like, there's nothing to even question about that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about my honorable mentions. I'll do 2, and then we'll finish off with your 2 and then my 1.
Okay.
Walking Dead 2015, the last Walking Dead maze that we had at Halloween Horror Nights. This maze was the best Walking Dead in my personal opinion, and if you guys are curious to know why I'm saying last Walking Dead maze, because after that they introduced the Walking Dead attraction. This maze was just phenomenal. I loved it. It was great. It was based off the Terminus, and it was so long. One of the longest mazes in Halloween Horror Nights history.
More zombies than ever.
More zombies than ever, and they actually meant it. And it was also in an old location, which Mario Kart is taking over it now, but I also like that location a lot. Another honorable mention that I had was Dracula Untold, which a lot of people disagree with. Dracula Untold, I really liked. There was the outdoor scene that they had in Dracula Untold and the Parisian courtyard. I really did enjoy. They were predictable scares for the most part, but oftentimes they did get me jumping. And I think that since I'm pretty sure nobody had seen the movie yet. I think it was one of those ones that
The movie came out in October.
Okay, yeah. See, they released it midway through the season. But I liked it, even without watching the movie. I really enjoyed it. So
I ended up liking the maze more than I liked the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The movie sucked.
Yeah, I bought the movie because of the maze.
Was really cool. So yeah, I think that deserves to be on my honorable mentions.
Okay. So I wanted to add another thing to my honorable mentions, and I never did. But just because I only left this house happy, I never left it like scared or anything. But I'm just gonna say it. It's not on my honorable mentions. It wouldn't be on my top 5. But Killer Klowns.
Okay.
Every time I went through it, I had a smile on my face. But my last 2 honorable mentions. Let's just get into them. The Exorcist from 2016 and Trick or Treat from 2018.
Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat.
What would you like so much about... Oh, actually, no. I'm going to ask you, what did you like so much about The Exorcist?
The Exorcist? So, the fact that... Okay. Hear me out. That movie scared the shit out of me as a child.
Yeah, it goes down as one of the scariest movies in horror history.
Horror history. When I heard it was coming to the event, I'm like, this is going to be an ass maze or house, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be
because
terrible.
You just can't do anything with it.
Yeah, and then being
Or so
able
we
to go
thought.
through it, and you're literally, it felt like Happy Death Day in a way,
Mhm.
going through the same scene over and over again. But I felt like it was portrayed very well.
It just worked.
Yeah, it was like there were scenes that had an actual actor, and then there were scenes that had a doll. Like our levitation room was terrifying to me. Every time I walked past it, I just felt eerie. Every time I went through that house, I felt eerie.
I saw so many reports and some of my old friends too of like they walked out with like scratches on them or like shit like that. Like kind of scary stuff.
No,
You know what I liked when the priest would pull the
Chris
devil out
compelled
of
you.
me. Yeah. He like the power of Christ compels you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
It's like, oh.
They're just like
I
the
can't do
devil
that.
leaves my soul and he's like, oh.
That house was so like it was so amazing. I don't know. Like 2016 to me wasn't one of the strongest years. A lot of people disagree with me because we had like TCM, The Exorcist, and American Horror Story. But to me, I didn't like that year as much as I normally do.
Yeah.
But
And yeah, 2016 for Hollywood, a lot of people would say that it topped it for Orlando for once.
yeah,
Because there was a couple questionable ones there.
exactly. Like I mean, American Horror Story and The Exorcist to me is what carried that event that year.
Yeah, for sure.
Besides that, nah, like in Orlando at least.
Did you have another honorable mention, or was it just Killer
It was Trick or
Clowns?
Treat.
Okay. So
Trick-
there is Losh's list. I'm gonna end it off with my last honorable mention, which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2016.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought this was gonna be on your top 5. Like,
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, because we talked about it a lot.
No, I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre a lot, but I had to put. It was one of those ones I didn't know where it belonged in the list, and not saying because some of the mazes on the list, honestly, probably should have gone in honorable mentions, but the honorable mentions I just couldn't find a spot to rank them, so that's why they're honorable mentions. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2016, very, very strong maze. Very good. It followed all of the different parts of the movie, along with a original twist to it of Blood Brothers, which Chop Top was in there, scaring us as well as Leatherface. So I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that little twist to it, and the fact that we got to see Chop Top, it was great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. The facade looked beautiful, and I believe it was the first year that we used the Waterworld Q location. So it was a new maze location that we got to experience as well. Texas Chainsaw Massacre deserves to be on the honorable mention for sure. Any last minute thoughts that you want to give on your IPs?
Sorry, I know we're talking about IPs, but Universal Orlando responded to someone on Instagram. I saw this on the Facebook group. A friend of mine sent me the picture. They said, the girl commented something about going to Universal is always a good vibe. And then they responded with, you know what would be a good vibe? An HHN announcement. Just saying. See you in 72 days.
Orlando said that?
Yeah.
Damn, maybe we won't get an announcement until. I saw a couple of people saying, like, what if we just go to the event not knowing what the houses are? And
Nah, I really think we're getting an announcement right after the BOGO deal ends. I mean, we talked about it last time when the BOGO deal was supposed to end, and then they extended it. So it's like maybe that 22nd or the 23rd we get that announcement, and they're like, here's the tickets.
No, I really think that we are getting a announcement right after Hollywood cancels. And you guys are saying, why would they put up the mazes when losing all that money? Well, guys, they're not that far along in the mazes, all right? And I want Hollywood to happen, but it's just realistically speaking, it can't really operate. And, earlier in like, what is it, July right now? I'd say like early June, I was like, yeah, they can operate just fine. It seems like everyone's starting to open up. But now, they just
that spike is what killed it.
And you guys got to realize, I know I saw a couple people saying, "Oh, Florida's cases are surging and everything, and we're just strict down here. So why wouldn't we be able to operate as opposed to Florida?" Well, that's because the different governors. So Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida. He is easing a lot more stuff quicker than Governor Gavin Newsom here in California. So
Yes.
it depends on the governor, and you guys need to wear your mask nonetheless, because even though there is a big chance that Horror Nights will happen this year, there's also that small chance that it could get canceled as well in Orlando.
Mm-hmm. Wear a mask.
Exactly. I don't know how many times we have to say it. Wear a mask.
if you want a perfect song to go with this, go watch the Hotlines video. Go all the way to the end and listen to that beautiful song.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful. But that does it for today's Horror Nights Unscripted. Good episode, I think.
Yeah, it was fun.
We announced our giveaway, so you guys should definitely enter that. And if you just want to buy merch already for that design, then click the link down below on the Horror Nights updates page. You can find it there.
Exactly.
So, fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff.
We have a lot of stuff coming for you guys.
We do. And I'm happy. I'm excited for announcement season. I'm really excited for announcement season. Hopefully soon. It should already be announcement season.
Guys, you know what blows my mind too?
What?
It's been exactly 3 months since we started.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. And I just want to say you guys are amazing for being so consistent with listening to us or watching us, whatever you do. You guys are great. And we wouldn't be doing this without you guys.
As of this filming, between YouTube and Spotify, we have 17,664 plays on our podcast, Horror Nights Unscripted, in 13 episodes. So we'll keep adding to that and keep you guys updated on that when we hit different milestones, like hopefully 50K soon, 100K. But that number for 13 episodes is mind-blowing to me. Me and Losh did not think we were going to get this far.
Who would have thought a Keep Exploring podcast episode would have done this?
Literally, and that was just such a random episode. That was for me to get into like the Orlando vibes and learn a little bit. Exactly. And now we're doing a Horror Nights Unscripted.
We have Horror Nights Unscripted. We have the vlogs, and then we have our big old vlog that we're going to do in September.
Oh. Lots of stuff coming. And October, because I'm going out there in October too.
Exactly. Don't forget about both trips.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff planned for you guys, and we couldn't do this without you guys. So truly, thank you guys. That's why we're doing this giveaway out of our pockets to kind of say thank you to you guys.
Yeah, you guys are just the best. I don't know what I'd do without you guys.
Yep. If you're new here, subscribe to both of our channels. You can find all of our socials down below. My name is Scott from SoCalExploring.
I'm Adrian from LoshTV.
And you guys have been watching Horror Nights Unscripted. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Remember to keep exploring. Positivity is key. And
stay excellent, my dudes.
Peace out, everybody. Catch you in the next one.